10 players was asked to give our view on the Freddie Roach Robert Garcia confrontation. We're pretty sure you've seen it. So we're gonna give our perspective for, and a 10 players holler to Sharday. The story is that the Rios camp had from 9 to 11 to train. And that Pac-Man's camp was from 11 to 4. Some say 5. It really doesn't matter. The point is, the Rios camp was supposed to be done by 11. And we've heard all types of excuses rationalizing Garcia not moving at 11. Even that it wasn't fair that Pac-Man got more hours. Well, our understanding is that Rios could have had more hours if they chose to train in the evening. And they opted not to. How that's Pac-Man's camp's fault baffles us. But a few words go back and forth, and an altercation breaks out. Now anyone who knows 10 players knows we can't stand racism. So naturally we don't resonate with the things Freddie Roach said while being annoyed. But we completely understand why he was annoyed. You know where we come from. A deal is a deal. And for all the people acting like they can't see why Freddie was pissed. A deal is a deal where you come from too. Because you know damn well you want the movie to start when they say it's gonna start. Or if someone promised to give you a ride at a certain time in the freezing cold. You don't expect them to be a half hour late. Nor do you tell the captain. I felt like sleeping an extra half an hour, if you're supposed to meet up 5 a.m. sunrise on the high mountain. Or your boss. Or the guy you're having a job interview with. Nor will you tell him. You can interview me in 30 minutes because I'm not doing it now. I'm busy. Then repeat. I ain't doing it now. Because you're not getting that fucking job. We can go on and on with the situations you wouldn't want people being late with. And that's not even for preparing for a career resurrection or ending fight that could be the foundation to millions in the future. Or end it all. Which is Pac-Man's situation. And you better not owe a loan shark. And tell that motherfucker. I'm not paying now. Because you won't be walking later after they break your legs. And that's if you're lucky. Otherwise. This will be the last sound you hear, besides your mouth. Now you can jump on Freddie. Or you can jump on Garcia. But the truth is, the Rios camp was in the wrong. It doesn't mean people should turn against them, because we like Garcia. But most of us have moments in life when we do shit that's wrong. And this was one of those moments for Garcia. If a stick of dynamite blows up, authorities want to know who lit it. And Freddie saying piece of shit wasn't what sparked it. Men not honoring their agreement did. Because if someone did that to us, we'd be saying piece of shit too. Because when a man admits he was late, then claims he ain't going nowhere twice. In your face. On your time. Which occurred before Roach said piece of shit. Then that man actually just said fuck you. I have no respect for you. Kiss my ass. And you're a bitch. That's what we heard when we heard Garcia say he ain't going nowhere in Roach's house. And that's what that loan shark would hear too. Because 11 to 4 is Roach's house. 9 to 11 was Garcia's. Now we don't agree with how Roach conducted himself. You've gotta play it cool. But Garcia's time doing an interview, which was actually on Roach's time, mattered to Garcia. So why the fuck shouldn't Roach's time matter to Roach? Especially when it's actually Roach's time Garcia's using. Is this shit rocket science? Why people aren't getting this is tripping us out. Because if we agreed to be out at a certain time, we'd honor it. Then the same man said he never disrespected Freddie. If telling a motherfucker another half hour and that I'm not going nowhere isn't disrespect, then we don't know what the fuck is. Meanwhile Brandon's on an exercise machine smiling on time that doesn't belong to him. This is why boxing's a joke these days. These guys claiming they're warriors. They don't know shit about being a warrior. Because in war, you better be as perfect as possible. 1 second off is your fucking life. You better hit that target square in center. And if you can't beat it outside the ring, you won't beat it in the ring either. But some people claimed Freddie was disrespectful for interrupting Garcia's interview. We say Garcia was disrespectful for having it. If someone wanted to interview us during another camp's time, we'd simply let them know we have the next camp coming in, but can take the interview to another location. Then Ariza responded further by kicking Roach in the chest. Because he's so brave and tough. Like he would have done that shit if he was alone. Then starts mocking Parkinson's. Which is a disrespect to a lot of people. Not to mention pissing on the greatest. So their shit was just as bad and stupid as Freddie's shit. Garcia was just a bit cooler at doing it. But actually caused it? Sure, we didn't like the racial shit Freddie came out with. But we happen to like Freddie and Garcia. So we don't hate either guy. And simply call it as we see it. But if you hate Freddie, just say you hate that motherfucker. Instead of claiming he started shit because he wanted to train when they agreed he could train. Because that's why they agreed to it. And why people make agreements.